Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Okay, so I've watched this video from a user named Thane Gaming about making his own Mother 3 spirits in Smash Ultimate. I figured, wow, that's actually kind of interesting. Maybe I should do something like that for my Smash Month idea. And believe it or not, this is actually the most recent idea I've had for Smash Month. So yes, I did have a lot of other things I wanted to do for it, but this is going first, so why not? So, I guess I can call it for thoughts on making my own Shantae spirits in Smash Ultimate. Okay, so how am I gonna go with this? So, first of all, I mentioned the character that will be a spirit, what fight it would represent it, any other characters that will be in the fight, what stage it will be, what conditions the battle would be, and what I want the spirit to do. So there's some things I have left out, mainly on how powerful the spirit battle will be. So you know how on the top right corner of the spirit battle you see a number, which gives an idea how strong the spirit is. I've left that out because it's kind of arbitrary, really. But given how you just know whether or not what rank it is, you would be an advanced or an ace or a legend or novice. You kind of get an idea how strong the battle would be from there, really. And I've also left out if there's any primary spirits, how much spirit power they'll show up, because it's pretty dang arbitrary, really. I could just put any number and it'll just be like whatever. So, but those are not important. What will be important is the character and like what will happen in the spirit battle. By the way, I will also mention what alt will be, and I would also mention what number the alt would be, so that future remember to show the character in that the alt color, because I read the numbers, not written down what color they are. So future me, that's all you. So let's go begin with the spirit battle mockups for Shantae. Now, first character I'm gonna mention is my favorite girl in Shantae, Sky. So, how would a Sky fight would be? So, here's what I'm gonna do. So, for Sky, the character represented will be Rosalina, alt 6. Now, why Rosalina for Sky, and why green, and not like, purple or something? Because I was thinking, because you know how Sky always hangs out with Wrench, the bird? So I was thinking if best represented by a character who's also accompanied by another character, but kind of like not necessarily another character in his own right, but rather just part of the character's moveset. So, and really Rosalina fits it perfectly. So I would go with Rosalina for Sky. But also, I kind of want to present Wrench for a bit. So Wrench wouldn't be the Luma. So I was thinking, let's add Falco Alt A as Wrench. So you have to have like a representation of Wrench in there. The stage I've chosen will be Big Blue, and for the main reason, because like the Falcon Flyer already kind of looks like a bird. So I was thinking, because you know how in half-genie hero, Shantae goes all different areas by means of a giant wrench. So I was thinking, have fight represent on riding on top of a giant bird. And well, I could use Corneria or Venom, but like the Falcon Flyer looks more like a bird than the Great Fox. So I was thinking, yeah, I'm gonna go with Big Blue. Now for conditions, there's always gonna be like 3 conditions, and the conditions will sometimes be different for each specific character, but I'm only gonna pick 3. So for conditions, now obviously being a character most associated with birds, so most likely associated with wind, so I was thinking the condition 1 would be just strong winds. It would be like, I think it may be like conditional strong winds, not strong winds all the time. Next, the condition of Falco is going to be tiny. Since you know how how Wrench is actually usually really small, also sometimes it gets pretty big. So I was thinking for Wrench, it'll just be tiny all the time. And also for Rosalina, she'll tend to use her neutral B. Meaning she'll just use, launching the Luma in front of her. I was thinking that would be good because in Friends to the End, the way Sky attacks us, she just launches birds right in front of her. So I was thinking that might be a good representation of how Sky would fight. The spirit effect. So I was thinking, like, what would the actual spirit will be? It will be in 2-star. It will be a primary spirit green with 2 slots with the ability jump up. So I was thinking jump up. It's kind of appropriate because we know that, again, most will see it with birds and most see it with the air. So again, jump up would be most appropriate. Next character, our favorite neglected boy, Bolo. Now, I had like a lot of trouble deciding which character between Ike or Richter I want Bolo to be. But then I remembered why I named my Ike amiibo Buff Bolo. Because there's this thing on this little game on the freaking Apple Watch related to Shantae. So, and look at Bolo, he already looks like Ike. So, I was thinking, you know what, immediately, yeah, screw Richter. Even though Richter makes more sense due to the weapon of choice being like, you know, the whip, but also kind of looks like a mace, or a flail. So, but I'm thinking Ike because, you know, that image with Bolo with a sword. Now, the stage will be in Delfino Plaza, but it will specifically be on that part with the walk-off. So if you have, I can't really explain very well, but you know the stage that the Latias and Latias spirits are, where you face, you know, the red and, you know, blue Charizards, that specific area of Delfino Plaza. I was thinking there would be the Bolo fight because Delfino Plaza kind of looks a lot like Scuttletown, a lot. Well, granted, Scuttlebutt is a more like, you know, desert Arabian kind of style, but I think Delfino Plaza kind of fits the Scuttletown look better than all the other places in Smash Ultimate. So I was thinking Delfino Plaza. Now, for conditions, I was thinking because Bolo's weapon is a flail that has a lot of, you know, spikes. So I was thinking that Bolo's thing will have a lot of spikes included. So I was thinking to spawn the Uniras, whatever you call it, and spawn the blue shells. I'll refer to it as a blue shell. I don't know what they're called, spawning shells. So it'll just be those specific items will spawn, I guess, in greater numbers or whatever they call it. The items spawn, but those two specifically. I was thinking of making him a support spirit that has a unique ability to instead spawn to start with a match with the blue shell, but instead I was thinking if I'm putting Sky as a primary spirit, and you'll see like one entry later that I'm putting Rottytops as a primary spirit, I really should make sense for Bolo to be a primary spirit too. So the primary spirit for Bolo will be again 2 stars, be a red spirit. 3 slots with the ability battering items power up, because I would consider more his main weapon more of a battering item than like a sword or like definitely not a shooting item because he doesn't do that. So I think a battering item power up would be more appropriate for Bolo. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention the Ike all will be Ike 7. Because it already has like the Bolo look, because it already has blue hair and Bolo wears white, so it makes sense for the Sigurd all to be Bolo. Okay. Next is Rottytops, but before I begin with Rottytops, I want to make a spirit of her human form first. So I'm going to make Rottytops human form her own spirit. So, however, the conditions of the fight will be more like Rottytops normal, but it just happens to be of human form Rottytops. You'll know why later. So, the fighter will be Bayonetta, Alt 4. I think in Bayonetta, I was thinking, like, people like Rottytops. I forgot why I specifically put Bayonetta, Alt 4. I forget why. Because, like, there isn't any zombies or any, like, really green-skinned characters. So I was thinking Bayonetta. I don't know why. I just think, it just feels, like, appropriate. I don't know, it just feels appropriate to me. The stage will be the Reset Bomb Forest, because I was thinking maybe more like a really, darkish, creepy-looking forest, considering that's where Rottytops live in the first Shantae game. So I was thinking Reset Bomb Forest. The conditions will be Poison Fog, because you know how in Tharja's spirit there's like a poison fog. And also, because it's Rottytops, and like her thing is like she likes to eat brains and stuff, I was thinking maybe have hostile assist trophies, but for Mother Brain. Because Rottytops eat brains, I think Mother Brain. I'll just put her in there. Now, the spirit effect for Rottytops human form would be, it's a 2-star again, and will be a blue. So I was thinking, hey, thinking about blue for Rottytops. Now, the reason why I put blue and not green, what I'm gonna go for Rottytops normal form will be, it kind of explains why later. And it'll be slot 1, but the effect will be that she will be enhanceable. There you go. I was thinking Rottytops human form should be enhanced to normal Rottytops. So normal Rottytops will have the spirit effect of it being a 3-star, and again probably spirit blue, blue slots 2 with the effect of lifesteal. Because I want lifesteal on Rottytops, but the lifesteal as of now is only available on enhanced spirits. So I was thinking I should probably do the same for Rottytops. And I put her blue because the Nightmare, the Metroid Nightmare is red and Skull Kid is green, so thinking maybe put her as blue. To complete that. Unless you're gonna put like one for like the neutral color, so. But I put her as blue, so because of it, I put Sky as green and Bolo as red to have that little the triangle, the color triangle with Shantae's friends. Next up, Uncle Mimic. So for Uncle Mimic, I was thinking, hey, let's have King Dedede in the fight. So let's have King Dedede representing Uncle Mimic because they're both kind of big. But also with the second fighter being a Pokemon Trainer Alt 8 to represent Shantae. Now, if I were to redo Shantae the Spirit Battle, it would be from an entry a bit later down the list, but long story short, if I were to redo Shantae's Spirit Battle, instead of Zero Suit Samus, I would choose Pokemon Trainer due to her ability to transform. And Pokemon Trainer, the switching Pokemon is a transformation. So I was thinking, because Shantae's really a transforming character, that she should be a transforming Smash character instead of Zero Suit Samus, which I guess it makes sense because sort of lack of clothing, the ponytail. I guess it makes sense for Pirate's Curse Shantae, but not for half-genie hero Shantae. So the stage I chose for Uncle Mimic would be freaking Orphean. Because I was thinking Uncle Mimic kind of needs more of a science-y kind of room. And since Pyrosphere is not a thing, I was thinking maybe we do like friggin' Orpheon. Because, granted he doesn't do like weird life forms, just like random machines. So I still think friggin' Orpheon would be kind of fitting for it. I mean, granted, if I were to choose a stage, it'd probably be like Gallium's room. That would be kind of cool, like the Gallium's room, but that's not a thing, so we'll just leave it at frigate. The conditions will be that Dedede, which is the main fighter, will start with a drill to get reference like Mimic being more of a tech guy than anything, and plus since he is kind of a treasure hunter, of course you would need some sort of like a digging tool or something, so I think a drill. And also for Dedede to have attack up when he has high percentages. It's due to kind of a thing with Mimic that he does know how to fight, knows how to do things. It's just that he usually doesn't. So I'm thinking maybe when he's desperate, he gets good. And for Pokemon Trainer, she would use her down B often, as a reference to get the Shantae transforming, for all sorts of reasons. So after Pokemon Trainer, just use her down B often. Now, her Spirit Effect, or his Spirit Effect, will be a support spirit, 1-star, slot 1, with the ability to critical health attack up. For the same reason why I mentioned earlier with why he would have this condition, because he knows how to do things, but just probably need to do a little desperate. Now we all know about Risky Boots. She has her own spirits, but what about a Tinkerbat? So I was thinking for Tinkerbat, Since they're like very black, and by black I mean actual the color black, I was thinking, what better way to represent Tinkerbats than with Mr. Game & Watch? By default alt. And since there is not one, but there's like a lot of Tinkerbats, I was thinking maybe have 8 freaking Mr. Game & Watches on the ship portion of the Paper Mario stage, with the condition just go for free for all. Like nothing else, just free for all, just kill all the Tinkerbats. Well, within the Paper Mario ship. I mean, yes, I could probably do it in Rainbow Cruise, or I can do it in that one part in the Kirby stage, but I will mention that one part in the Kirby stage later, or I could probably do it in freaking Woohoo Island, but that's a little too modern for Shantae standards, so I was thinking maybe doing the ship version of the Paper Mario stage. The Tinkerbat effect will be a 2-star support, 2-star support with one slot weapon attack up. So, you know, because weapon attack has only one slot, so. And I was thinking, because Tinkerbats hold swords, so why not have a weapon attack up for Tinkerbat? So the next 4 would be transformations of Shantae. So the animal transformations for Shantae, I could have done some popular ones, like I could have done Mermaid, but I'm doing something else with Mermaid later, or maybe Spider, because Spider's in the original and half-genie hero. But I think the ones that are necessary are like the main 3, being Monkey, Elephant, Harpy, and one other because I felt like doing it. Let's start with the Monkey, the first transformation. Now, obviously, being a monkey, the first thing anyone would think of when saying, "Oh, I'm gonna put a monkey as spirit." Let's have Diddy Kong. So Diddy Kong all 4 because purple. And the stage I've chosen, it's kind of interesting. I've chosen Dreamland GB. And the reason why I've chosen that is because since Shantae originally came from the Game Boy, and the monkey's in the first transformation, so I think it makes sense for the monkey transformation, the first transformation, would be on the Game Boy stage, because I feel like it's more appropriate unless it's the jungle, or the ruins, or the Great Cave Offensive, because it's kind of like a Metroidvania. But I think Pirate's Curse is more Metroidvania. Risky's Revenge is more Metroidvania. But so I think Dreamland GB it's more appropriate. Now conditions, the anime Diddy Kong will be small, will be mini, and also be faster. So it's smaller and it's faster. That's all you know, because the monkey transformation doesn't know it's small and it's actually quite fast, but with not much in the way of combat. The spirit effect will be a 1-star or 1-star support with the effect of lightweight. And lightweight has a slot of 1. So, yeah, again, for the same reason as like for the fight conditions, the monkey form is not a combat spirit. It's not a combat form, so it's really more of speed and maneuverability, platforming kind of transformation, even more so than Elephant and Harpy. So lightweight is probably the most appropriate. Next, the Elephant. Now I've chosen Wario Alt 6 as it because his dash attack kind of reminds me of Shantae quite a bit. So I was thinking, because like it doesn't go that far, but also feels like it's a massive amount of force. And because of it, the fight will mostly consist of Wario using his dash attack. The stage will be Mushroom Kingdom in the Omega form. Mostly because of in half-genie hero, the elephant form is kind of immune to the sandstorms. So I was thinking, if he's immune to the sandstorms and kind of known for getting it in some sort of desert, so it would make sense for him to be in the Mushroom Kingdom, the desert stage. I chose the Omega form because I feel like normal Mushroom Kingdom would be kind of like difficult, or it was like kind of odd. Although it would make sense to put it on the default Mushroom Kingdom, but I chose an Omega mode for this one. Now conditions, the enemy will have super armor. And by super armor, I mean not slowing down super armor, like general super armor. And the enemy will tend to use his dash attacks, and his dash attacks will be pretty strong. So again, it's mostly Wario using his dash attack, that's the elephant form. So, and the spirit effect will be a 1-star, and the effect will be a instant drop support. Instant drop has 2 slots. Again, with the elephant form's aerial attack is a ground pound, so it makes sense for the elephant spirit to have the ground pound as his effect. Next, the Harpy form. Now, I need a character that can fly, and has wings. So, first thing is choosing Pit, preferably Alt 5 because the Harpy form is blue. The stage I chose is the Great Plateau Tower, mostly because of it's pretty high up, so I guess it'll make sense. Because the Harpy form is made specifically for Shantae to go to higher places, and what better higher place than the Great Plateau Tower? I mean, if like the Rainbow Road would be a thing, but that's like in space, so that's kind of like a little bit unusual. So for the conditions for Harpy is that there'll be low gravity. The enemy will have uncontrollable speed, meaning like we'll run really fast but has really bad traction, as if we were in ice physics. And the enemy loves to jump, because that's the whole point of the Harpy form, is to jump a lot. The uncontrollable speed, for those who don't know, the Harpy form, like when on the ground, functions like she's on ice physics. So I was thinking it would make sense for the spirit of Harpy Shantae to have like ice physics when on the ground. So the spirit effect will be a 2-star support spirit. Try saying that 5 times fast. With the effect of air attack up, which has 1 slot. Again, like, being in the air a lot, flying a lot, Hecking has an attack on the air, so I think that speaks for itself. Plus, I didn't want jump up on this one, to be honest, because I already have, like, Sky as one, so I don't want to, redundancy. Compared to the spare one's not. Whatever. Now, for the last transformation of Shantae, I was thinking of something recent, but I also thinking of something that's kind of off the wall and kind of funny and, something Sakurai would do. So let's do the Dryad Shantae from Half-Genie Hero, which is an optional transformation, which doesn't really do much other than just generate some food by wasting magic. So for this, I'm choosing Villager Alt 8 because Shantae's darker skin, and have 3 Pikmin Alt 8s that I'll probably mention later, that will do nothing but spawn oranges. Now, I wanted for the thing to spawn food all the time, but there are no there are no oranges in the food items, so can't put apples, have to be oranges. The stage will be Coliseum because if I remember, I don't remember where you get the Dryad form, but I think it's in the stage. I think it's in the desert stage. So I think it have like a mostly brown ruins kind of area. So I was thinking Coliseum. It could be any stage really, but I feel like the Coliseum, I don't know, it probably would make some sort of sense. I don't maybe just talking out of my butt. So what the conditions will be is that 2 of them will pertain to Villager herself. Is that the Villager will tend to use down B, meaning Villager will mostly attempt to spawn the tree. So, because you know how Dryad is a tree, so I was thinking, well, what better way to represent a tree than a tree? So, I think I could have said Wispy Wood. One of the Wispy Wood stage would be better. So scrap Coliseum. I'm gonna do one of the stages, the Wispy Wood stage. Let's put Greens in there, or Dreamland GB, or the Dreamland like 64. Let's do Dreamland. Let's do OG Dreamland with that one. The OG Dreamland with Villager Alt 8, Pikmin Alt 8. No, Villager tend to use down B. And also, Villager will not move much. So, I also will put like slow super armor because the Dryad form herself is actually invincible. So, I was thinking have like, don't have to move much, but have a super armor, but still use down B quite a bit. But also, the third condition between the Pac-Man specifically, the Pac-Man will tend to use his neutral B. However, the Pac-Mans will only go up to orange when, because you know how the bonus fruits, they go in a specific order ending in the key. However, for the spirit fight, Pac-Man will only go up to orange to represent, you know, the Dryad form just dropping off oranges. The Spirit Effect of Dryad will be a 3-star with the ability Auto Heal. So it would be an Auto Heal Spirit, kind of like Meloetta, kind of like Elise, and kind of like Roll. Oh, it's slots too because they all have 2 slots. Okay, so now that we're done with that, let's go to some bad guys. Granted, one of them is not really a bad guy, but it's a boss. So let's go to our big bad. I mean, granted, Risky's already thing. I could go to Pirate Master, but nah. If we're talking big Shantae villains, let's go with Nega. So Nega-Shantae. Now, if I were to redo Shantae's Spirit Battle, but also fit with Nega-Shantae even more, this is how I do it. So, if regular Shantae would be Pokemon Trainer 8, I was going to put Pokemon Trainer 8 for Nega 2. However, I remember, like, maybe it'd be better if I'd be more, like, bluish or more reddish. So I was thinking, let's just do default female Pokemon Trainer. If not, let's just do Alt 8. So do the default female Pokemon Trainer or Pokemon Trainer 2. And she'll start with Squirtle because, like, the Squirtle's like skin color is kind of like more or less the same as skin kind of blue as Nega. But she will transform quite a bit. The stage will be Dracula's Castle because I kind of wanted to be in like a really dark, like final boss kind of area, kind of like in Risky's Revenge, to be more like this final boss kind of stage. Now the conditions will be lots of transformation based things going on. So items will spawn and will only be the transformation based, kind of like the metal box or maybe the different mushrooms, that sort of thing. So those items will spawn a lot. And also hostile assist trophy of the Prince of Sable. You know that one assist trophy you kind of forget that could transform into a frog or a snake. So him will be the hostile assist trophy again to reference Shantae can transform into different kinds of animals. Now this will be fun because the third condition is that you will be joining forces with a Zero Suit Samus Alt 7. And if you have any idea of why I specifically picked Zero Suit Samus Alt 7, good for you. You know where I'm going with this. So this will be a really hard one. This will be a really hard fight due to all the transformations and all sorts of nonsense going on. So Spirit will be a complete 4-star, neutral colored, 2 slots with the effect of Fist Attack Up. Because again, even though Shantae's all magic and Nega-Shantae's all magic, they fight primarily using hand-to-hand combat or the hair or transforming, which all have their own different attacks. So let's just do with a more physical, whereas Shantae's more magic based. And now let's go to a boss that isn't a bad guy or just a bad girl. The Giga Mermaid. Now, when it comes to like half-genie hero bosses, I feel like Giga Mermaid is like very memorable. Mostly because one, she's a giant freaking mermaid, and two, you didn't really kill her because you kind of out there to help her, so she's kind of invincible to you. So let's get this going. Now, the fighter I've chosen for Giga Mermaid is based entirely on a different spirit. So for those who have fought the Esna spirit, which is the Ever Oasis like mermaid girl thing. Like I don't know if she's like a guide or like a local deity or whatever. Esna. She's a Mewtwo Alt 7. So I was thinking maybe since the Mewtwo for some reason doesn't have his green alt, a green shiny alt. Bummer. Might as well go for Mewtwo Alt 7 again. So, and let's have now because of the stage I am choosing, I'm gonna have 4 Lucases on the on like the map. You'll know why later. And it'll be Lucas Alt 4, by the way. He's like red. So the stage I chose is Moray Towers. Now, so because it's Moray Towers, I kind of want the Spirit Battle to emulate as close as possible to the first phase of the Giga Mermaid fight, in which Giga Mermaid is kind of like it's like a big figure, like all over the center of the stage, but you as Shantae have to like destroy all the 4 different corners, all different kind of shackles that she's been tied to. They're all over like different corners of the map. Some are harder to get to than others. So I was thinking, Mori Towers is kind of the best kind of idea to where I'm going with this. Granted, it might be a bit difficult considering how the platforms in Mori Towers work. I don't know how I'm going to go with this. So the conditions will be that every single character will have slow super armor, including the Lucases, including the Mewtwo, because they're not meant to move. So, and plus they're really like hard to kill. So I was thinking maybe it should be that. The main fighter, being the Mewtwo, will appear after all the Lucases are dead. After all the Lucases are defeated one way or another, they will be only after the Lucases die does the Giga Mermaid do anything. This again will also be more like the fight in which you don't attack the Giga Mermaid herself. You attack all the different the shackles, the big red things that are they're shackling her. So after the Lucases are off the stage, then Mewtwo shows up in the middle of the stage, and then fights you. But also, the Lucases will tend to use PK Thunder, because the Giga Mermaid herself actually uses lightning attacks. But since Mewtwo himself doesn't really use lightning, I'm gonna like have the Lucases do their upbeat, do PK Thunder. And yes, you could cheese the fight by having, you know, Lucases hit themselves with up B. Yeah, go ahead and do that. It's not timed or anything. So the Spirit Effect will be the 4-star. Will be red color. Will be a primary red color with 1 slot and with the ability of electric attack up, because despite being a mermaid, she is most using her electric attacks. And yes, I checked that there is no other character, no other spirit in the game that's a red has more than 2 stars and they use electric. Yes, Urbosa exists, but she's not a 4-star. Second to last, let's have Squid Baron, because like kind of like Squid Baron. He kind of goes there, wants to do things because he wants to be his boss, but he can't. So he's basically a mid boss with like a self-aware mid boss. So let's just give this guy some love, shall we? Also, because he's Squid Baron, what better character to represent the Squid Baron with the Squid Kid, Inkling. So, because there's no red alt for Inkling, and there's a good reason why, I'm going to use the next best thing being Inkling Alt 8. I feel like Squid Baron in a helmet is just kind of funny to me, so I'm adding it in there. So, what I want to do with Squid Baron is that I want him to just, you know, go all around the stage a bit. I also kind of want to be in kind of a confined space, but at the same time, I kind of don't want to do Shard of Moses Island. So I'm doing Shadow Moses Island. So I'm doing Shadow Moses Island. Technically my note says find me Omega, but you could probably cheese that fight. So kind of want like a flat stage with like walls. So Shadow Moses Island. So the condition will be that I want Squid Baron to move around and you take damage. So when the enemy dashes, you take damage. The fight where the Inkling will tend you to side B. The freaking broken side B. I still don't like that side B. It's too broken. It buries you. It's annoying. So is those Discord notifications. And as a little touch, you know, a little squiddy touch, let's have Inkay spawn out a Pokeball. So Pokeballs will spawn and only Inkay will show up, because I feel like it's kind of a cute little like addition to the fight. Even though like Squid Baron himself doesn't really fight with other squids, but just have it there just to be, you know, kind of cute. So the Spirit Effect will be a 1-star support with the effect of Magic Resist Up, because I feel like he should be more resistant to Shantae, since he keeps not dying when Shantae beats him. So I feel like it's probably due to him being resistant to magic. and magic resist stuff has one slot. So the final character would be kind of like a joke spirit, but I feel like it would be kind of funny to add him in because I just thought of what would I do with this character. So for the last character I'm going to mention for this video is Mayor Scuttlebutt. Why not? So the fighter would be King DDD default because of the red, because of the wearing red sort of thing. I'm going to be wearing blue too, but the other Kings are taking that spot. I'm also thinking of having the stage be Dreamland GB like before, but instead we'll only show on the Float Islands section of the map and nothing else because it kind of feels like a port city, so why not? And the only condition is that the opponent will love to taunt, because this guy is such a butt. This guy is such a butt that like he's fire Shantae on the fly, thinks it's a good idea, but ultimately it's his downfall. So the only condition that he just loves to taunt. That's it. And a Spirit Fed will be a 2-star support with the effect of stats up after eating, because this dude is such a butt. So anyway, that is all for this really long, to be honest, idea for Spirit Battles featuring Shantae characters. So I could go back to this if people demand it to go for other characters. I still have not gone to the characters. I have not done Poe Namner. I have not done the Ammo Baron. I've still not done the other Barons. I have not done the Pirate Master. I could do a lot. I could do I could do like Risky Ship. What's it called? The Poop Toot or whatever. I forgot what it's called. I could do other things, but I've chosen not to. So that is all for this. See you guys later for the rest of what I hope to be Smash Month.